Are you new to Mosaic Moments? In this video, I am showing the basic steps to creating a Mosaic Moments layout so you have an idea of how our pages come together. Plus, I will be sharing other videos with you so you can gather additional tips about our scrapbook system. So let's go ahead and get started. The first step is to gather materials. So for a Mosaic Moments layout, you will need the grid paper. I am using the 12 by 12 size. You will also need cardstock if you'd like to match your photographs. Plus, you should grab your pattern paper, any embellishments you would like to use, but those are optional. And you will also need the photos you want to use to make your layout. Plus, you will need a few tools. One of them is a die machine. We do not sell them on our site, but you can get them on Amazon or other scrapbooking sites. You also will need repositionable glue. This dispenser is the Herma Dotto, and we recommend this brand, but there are other brands of glue. Plus, you will need our basic die bundle that you can get on our website, snapandcrop.com. I also have the dies from the layering bundle, which is sold separately. If you want to learn more about the difference between the basic and layering die bundles, go check out the video in the top right corner. The second step to creating a layout is to choose a page pattern. And my first tip with that is to choose the focal point photo. So this will usually be the photo going in the center, and this will make finding a page pattern a little bit easier for you. So you might be wondering, where do you find page patterns to create Mosaic Moments layouts? You can go to our website, mosaicmoments.com, and go to our pattern gallery where we have hundreds of page patterns you can choose from. If you prefer, we also have pattern books on snapandcrop.com, and these are great for taking the crops because we know the internet can be really slow, so you can take these ideas with you anywhere. Once you have your pattern chosen, you can go ahead and plan out your photos based on the pattern. So this is page pattern 651, and as you can see, I found one that will fit that focal point photo I chose a little bit ago. And now I'm just placing where I want to put my photos and finalize that decision before cutting into my photographs here. Plus, if you have any pattern paper or embellishments, you will want to plan that as well. So I'm placing the pattern paper in spots where I don't really have photos that can fit. The third step is you need to cut your photos and paper with the basic dies. So I have my page pattern here, and the page pattern shows the color die sets I need and which sizes I need from those sets as well. And you can see that online or in the pattern books. So I have the blue set here, which is all squares. And for my layout, I am going to be using a die from the layering dice set. Again, we have videos that talk about the difference between the two. The basic die bundle does also come with layering dies. They're just going to give you a wider mat than the layering set. So go check out this video that teaches you about the basic die bundle, and don't forget to also look at the other video I shared earlier about learning the difference between the basic and layering die bundles. So I have all my dies here based on the page pattern I chose. So I'm going to put these aside here, and then I'm going to cut my photos and paper with them. So now I am going to use one of the basic dies here. So this is from die set A, which is the blue set. And I just simply put it over my piece of cardstock here and then cut around it with my scissors. So this will be used as a mat, and this will be placed directly over the grid paper, and then a photo will be placed on top, and the photo will be cut a little bit smaller. So this is going to be a paper mat for my photograph. So as you can see, the dies are really easy to use. You just place them in the die machine and it cuts them really quickly, and you don't have to worry about cutting it. You don't have to worry about measuring out everything. That's what we did originally. So we're so glad we have the dies to make the cutting and measuring so much easier and faster. Now I'm using the layering die. So this is a pale blue die, and again, it's actually in our layering die bundle. But if you only have the basic die bundle or don't want to invest right now in more dies, the basic die bundle also comes with its own layering sizes. They're just going to cut a little bit smaller. So as you can see here, this photo is a little bit smaller than my mat, and it only gives me 1/8 inch around the photo, but the layering dies from the basic die bundle are going to give you a wider mat. And right now I'm just using the 2x4 die from the purple set, that is set B, to cut my pattern paper. So yes, you can also use these dies to cut out your favorite pattern paper, and you can use as much or as little pattern paper as you would like on a Mosaic Moments layout. The fourth and final step to make a Mosaic Moments layout is to glue and align the elements on your grid paper. So right here I have a 12x12 sheet of grid paper and my page pattern on the left, and I'm going to align all of my elements based on my page pattern. And when you're first getting started, it may be hard to tell where to place each piece. So I recommend starting with the top left corner. So grab the shape that's supposed to go in that top left corner and then build on from there. And it should be easier for you to tell where to place each piece. So in this case, I'm just going row by row. This page pattern here is considered a row pattern because as you can see, there's 3 separate rows of elements to create this layout. All right, one thing I will teach is slide it and guide it into the grid line. So I have my large 4x6 mat here, and you want to make sure all the grid lines right on the edge, on the top and on the far left here are completely covered. Now don't plop it down, because as you can see, you can mess it up and it may end up looking crooked and not aligned. So slide it into that corner until you just can't see those top lines or left lines anymore. It should be barely covering those lines. And just a note that our basic dies are sized to fit the measurements of the grid paper. If you need more understanding about the grid paper and why the dies need to be a certain size, go check out the video in the top right corner, and hopefully it will help you understand why our dies are measured the way they are. You cannot just use any square or rectangle shaped dies. These dies that we sell are specifically sized for the grid paper. And so go check out the video to understand why we have these measurements. So I covered all of my grid paper with the mats, and 2 of the spots have pattern paper, which I placed the pattern paper there partially because I really didn't have photos to fit those spaces. So it's a great filler for when you don't have photos that'll fit in certain sized design spots. So now my photos are filled in, and I need to fill in this center space with my 4x6 photo, which I need to share something with you about that. So a 4x6 photo is not going to fit directly on the grid paper. It is too small for that area. So you will have to mat your 4x6 photograph. If you want a photo to fit that entire area, you would have to use 5x7, but many people don't want to have to print a 5x7. So I have it matted here, and a lot of people have concerns that the mat is not even around the 4x6 photograph. So if that is a concern for you, go check out this video in the top right corner where I talk about different ways to match your 4x6 photo. But I do have a bonus idea for you in today's video. I used the 1-inch square die. That one's the smallest die in the set A set. So that's the all blue set. And I just got a little bit of pattern paper and cut it with that square. And as you can see, I just grabbed a pair of scissors to cut the little pieces in half. And I did glue the back of the square. And I aligned them on both sides of the mat, as you can see here. And so you can use a ruler if you want it to be more accurate. I kind of just eyeball it. And then I glue the back of my photograph and place it over the middle. And as you can see, it looks as if you have a long strip of pattern paper behind your photo, but really it's just a little 1-inch square that you cut in half. And this makes it look like you purposely left extra room between the 2 sides of your photograph here, and actually adds a nice decorative element to your layout. So take advantage of that extra space beside your 4x6 photograph. I thought this layout needed a little bit more, so I created some journaling strips. So I just cut little strips and added some words to them and the date to add some information about this particular trip to the layout. And as you can see, it is finished, and you can create Mosaic Moments layouts just like this too. So I'm going to go over the 4 steps again. Number 1 is to gather your materials, including your grid paper, mats, photos, and don't forget your tools such as a die cutting machine and your dies. Step number 2 is to pick a page pattern and plan your photos and other elements based on your chosen pattern. Step number 3 is to cut your paper and photos with the dies. And the 4th and final step is to glue and align each of the elements to your grid paper. And you're done! I hope you were able to get a lot of information in today's video, but don't hesitate to leave a question in the comments below if you need some more information. And also make sure to check out all the videos linked today, plus check out the description below to get more links to gather more information for creating Mosaic Moments layouts. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.